What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. This past weekend was the Oscars, and while I have to admit I'm not super into the Oscars, it's the one award show where I sometimes have never even heard of the movies being nominated, but I still go to the party because, you know, I'm there for the food. But I do love seeing the hair, the makeup, and the outfits, so I asked a lot of you guys to send in your favorite looks from that night, and a lot of you sent in Jennifer Lawrence's look, which I couldn't agree more. It was so beautiful. My favorite makeup artist, Hong Van-go, did her makeup, so I of course had to recreate it. But I have to tell you guys, this is my second time filming this video. I did love the way it came out the first time around, but the lip color was just, it did not look like this. It was translating really red on camera. It's just such a unique lip color, and I'll get into the details later in the video when I get to the lipstick portion. But I do feel like this second time around, I nailed the lip color. So if you guys are interested and want to see how I got this look, just keep on watching. I'm gonna start by applying this new L'Oreal LUMI Glow Lotion in the shade 902 Light Glow. I was gonna wait for a first impressions video to use this, but I can't help myself. The swatch looked so good. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this all over my skin for an all over red carpet glow. Also, don't forget to apply this to your neck and chest because I always choke myself when I do that. It's gonna connect the entire look because you don't want to be glowy on your face but not your body. So just apply it all the way down and look how gorgeous that looks. And for foundation, I'm using one that I actually wore on the red carpet, my first ever red carpet. It was terrifying. I have a vlog on it. If you guys haven't seen that, go and check it out. I wore the YSL All Hours foundation on the red carpet for Amphar, and it photographs beautifully. It goes on the skin so nicely. So I'm gonna go ahead and shake this up. And oh, also it's a 24-hour wear, so this sucker is gonna stay on your face. And my favorite way to apply foundation right now is to apply it with a paddle brush first. So I just dispense a little on the back of my hand and start feathering it onto the skin. And I work in small sections, so I'll work on this side, blend it out with the sponge, and then I'll repeat on the rest of the face. I've been loving applying my foundation this way because it's been giving me the most flawless application. I mean, you guys can see. I think it's just because the paddle brush lays it flat on top of the skin, the foundation. So, I don't know. It's just, my foundation looks really smooth when I apply it this way, so definitely try it out and let me know what you guys think. And I'm not going to be applying the foundation to my eyelids because I am going to be using an eyeliner for my eyeshadow base, so I don't want too much product build up in that area, but I am going to lightly sweep the foundation onto the brow bone and the outer part of the eye and inner corner. Moving into concealer next, I'm going to be using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Custard, and I'm going to apply it the same way. I'm going to dispense a little on the back of my hand, apply it with the paddle brush, and then blend it out with the sponge. And to set everything, I've also been using a different technique. I've been using a brush and using a little less powder. I'm going to be using the Perfect Setting Powder by COVERFX and a Smashbox angled powder brush. And I'm going to dip it into the powder, dust the excess off, and then just press it into the skin. I don't want a lot of powder just yet, especially underneath the eyes, because I'm gonna be working with cream products on the eyes, and I want them to blend out really nicely. So just lightly dab the powder onto the skin. This number 7 bronzer is really good. It is in the shade Golden Sand. It's like the perfect color for like a medium skin tone, or light to medium. It's not too intense. It goes on the skin really nicely and you can build on it. And it's also not too taupey and not too orange. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this to the hollows of the cheeks, around the forehead, jawline, and down the neck. I'm gonna fill in my brows next with the Dior Brow Styler in Universal Brown because I feel like the way the eyeshadow was winged down on Jennifer Lawrence, the end of the eyebrows determines a lot where the wing will go. So fill in your brows first to kind of map out where you're gonna wing out your eyeshadow. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill them in really quick. And now with a brown pencil liner, you just want one that's really creamy and easy to blend out. I'm using Maybelline's Lasting Drama in the shade Glazed Toffee. I'm gonna start outlining the shape of the wing. So I'm gonna apply the liner right here towards the outer portion of the eye, and then run it along the entire lash line, even the inner corner. And I'm also gonna apply a little bit under here to connect it to the line back up top. Make sure you have your brush on hand, your blending brush, because you don't want the liner to dry down. I'm going to be using this small LH Cosmetics 303 brush, and I'm going to start buffing it out and creating that wing. I'm going to give you guys a few options for eyeshadow palettes because I am going to be using the Marc Jacobs one. I figured this is probably the one that Hong used on Jennifer Lawrence since he does represent Marc Jacobs. He's one of their artists. I'm going to be using Scandalust and Glambition. These are what the colors look like. But you can easily achieve this look with some ColourPop eyeshadow palettes. These are $16 a pop. This one, I Think I Love You, is the most similar to the Marc Jacobs eyeshadow palette. I would probably end up using like this color, and this color, and also the black. So probably this one's gonna be your best bet. You can also use probably the Kathleen Lights Dream Street palette, except it doesn't have a black shadow, so you'll have to grab a black for that. So the first color I'm using is this dark brown from the Glambition palette. I'm just gonna apply it right on top of that eyeliner that we blended out to start creating that winged eyeshadow look. If you look at the photo of her makeup, she had a really strong wing made of eyeshadow, so I'm just going to really build on this brown color for this wing. And I'm also going to apply that same color to the lower lash line. I'm not going to bring it all the way in though, I'm going to stop right about here. And now I'm going to go in with this mid-tone brown and start blending the darker brown into the crease. And then the last color I'm going to use, and the only reason I'm using a second palette for this, is because she did have a little bit of warmth to her eyes. It wasn't completely cool toned. The whole look had a little bit of warmth to it. So I'm going to be using this color right here from the Scandalust palette to bring in a little bit of that warmth to the eyes. So I'm just going to buff this into the crease. And I also noticed that she had a lot more eyeshadow on this inner corner right here. So I'm going to really work this shadow into this inner corner. And then as I buff it out into the crease, I'm going to connect it to that wing out here. So it kind of goes up and then down. This is also a good tip if you have hooded eyes like Jennifer Lawrence. My eyes aren't really hooded, I just have a really heavy fold. Like my lid goes over, or my brow bone, what would you even call it? Like the skin folds over my eyelid a lot. So see how it like eats up a lot of the shadow on the lid? So if you have hooded eyes, definitely blend up and out so that you can actually see the shadow, because if you keep a lot of your shadow on the lid, when you open your eyes, you're not going to see the color. Okay, so now I'm going back into the Glambition palette, and I'm going to take this black over here to further define the lash line. So I'm using an angled eyeliner brush. This is a LH Cosmetics 333 brush, and I'm just going to glide this along the lash line and outer portion of the lower lash line. And then the last color I'm going to use is this gold color. If you look really closely at her eyes, she had gold along the inner corner and right here on the lash line. She also had like little specks of glitter, which this black eyeshadow has, but they're not really translating on the eyes. So I'm going to show you guys a trick in just a moment. But I'm going to go ahead and apply this along the inner part of the lower lash line and inner corner of the eye. Now for the glitter effect on the eyes, I'm going to be using this Super Shock Shadow by ColourPop in the shade Sequin. I'm going to take a really small fluffy brush. I'm going to use this one by Luxie. It's a 231 small tapered brush. And I normally use my finger for these eyeshadows, but I really just want the glitter speckled on the eyes. So I'm going to pick it up on this fluffy brush, and I'm going to just lightly tap it over the eye to give that glitter effect. Again, I'm assuming the shadow he used on her just had glitter in it, and it kind of, you know, dispersed all over her shadow, but I didn't get that effect from that black eyeshadow. That's why I'm going in with this one. And I'm going to do the same thing to the lower lash line. And then the last thing I'm going to do is completely fill in the waterline with this Marc Jacobs highliner in the shade Earthquake. It's like a really dark, cool toned brown like that. And I notice when he fills in people's waterlines, he fills it all the way into this inner corner also. So make sure you get it all the way in. I'm going to hold off on mascara until I've given myself a spritz of Fix Plus. If not, my mascara goes everywhere. So I'm going to go into highlighter next, and I'm so excited to use this new Persona Cali Glow highlighter in the shade Zuma. It's going to give like the perfect golden goddess look. I'm going to be using kind of like a smaller brush today. I'm going to be using the LH 306 brush. I like how I said kind of smaller. I'm going to use a small brush today. These are amazing. You don't need much. So I'm going to pick it up, tap off the excess, and then lightly sweep above the brow, tops of the cheeks. I call it like the little pocket, like right here. But look how beautiful this highlighter is. Maybe even a little bit on the brow bone, just to give that glow right there. A little on the bridge of the nose, tip of the nose, Cupid's bow, and chin. Jennifer Lawrence's blush was like a soft peachy, or it was like a blush with an orange undertone to match the lip. I'll get to the lip in a bit. That's a whole other story. But for the blush, I'm going to be using this JOUER blush duo in the shade Adore. I'm actually going to go in with the lighter one first, just as like a base, and then add the little pop of orange on the apples of the cheeks. So for the first one, I'm going to sweep it all the way back. And then for the brighter one, or the darker one, I'm going to sweep it on the apples and then back. And just to further refine this look, I'm going to go in with a little bit of the KEVYN sculpting powder. I don't know how mine got like a hole. That's a hole in the middle of my powder. I don't know how that happened. But I'm going to add a little bit of this to the sides of the nose to add dimension, define the bone structure. Also a little on the bottom of the lip. I'm going to buff everything out one time to make it look really soft and red carpet ready. And then I'm going to mist myself with Fix Plus before adding mascara, brow gel, and the lip. It didn't look like she had any false lashes on, so I'm just going to use a ton of my Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir mascara, my favorite. And for my brow gel, I'm using the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. Alright, let's talk about this lip color because it has been nearly impossible to figure out this damn lip color. I tried doing it on my own, and I'm not even kidding, I wish I would have recorded me trying to find the lip color because I went through my entire lipstick collection. My arm was like up to here with swatches. It was insane. And I actually filmed this video yesterday, but the lip color, even though it looked like the color in person, on camera it was translating really red and not like her lip color at all. The color I originally used was, I don't know what happened to that lipstick. I'll link it down below. It was the closest match, but again, it translated to red. So I went on his Instagram page, Hung's Instagram page, because I was like, oh, he probably listed the lip color. And I did a little bit of investigating. He came up with a little lip cocktail, he said. It wasn't one exact lip color. He mixed a bunch to get that unique shade. So that is what I had to do to get that exact color also. And still, I feel like it's not exact. If you just want to use one that I thought worked pretty decently was Love Bug lip pencil. But even that, it's like too terracotta. Hers is like, let me pull up the photo. Hers is more like a burnt tangerine. It's really hard to explain the color because it's so unique. Obviously, since he made up the color. So this, I'm gonna hold it sideways because if not, it washes out. But see how it's like a burnt orangey color? No, it's too terracotta. So another one that I thought might match was this NARS lip pencil in San Rafael. Hers still looks a little more burnt though. But anyway, the one that I weirdly found matched was this weird metallic or retro matte liquid lip color by MAC in the shade Coral Plated. It has a lot of glitter to it, but it doesn't show up metallic on the lips. But that is like pretty close, but still too orangey. So what I did is I toned it down with another liquid lipstick. This is Dose of Colors Old Flame. And I feel like that is the lip color she was wearing. So I'm gonna mix these two. I've never mixed liquid lipstick formulas. I've always mixed foundations, but not liquid lipsticks. So hopefully this turns out okay on the lips. But I'm gonna go ahead and mix these two to get that Jennifer Lawrence burnt tangerine lip color. I'm so excited right now because I think I might have nailed it. I ended up adding a little bit of the ColourPop Lippie Pencil in Love Bug just to deepen it up a bit and give it that rustic look. But let's pull up the photo. Oh, I think I nailed it, you guys. I feel like that looks just like the lip color. I do feel the pressure now because Hung does follow me on Instagram, so I know he's gonna see this photo, and I feel like if the lip color didn't match, it just wouldn't have worked out. So I'm really glad I refilmed it and took the time to do it. I'm so proud of myself. But yeah, that completes this recreation of Jennifer Lawrence's 2018 Oscars look done by my favorite makeup artist, Hung Van Gogh. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you like celebrity recreations, let me know. I don't do them often because I feel like whenever a look is done, you need to upload the tutorial the next day, and I'm usually pretty slow at that. But regardless, if you like these tutorials, let me know in the comment section below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, share it with everyone you know, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.